Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Bears. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another Madden rebuild. This time we are doing a user suggested one. A commenter had given me this idea, and I'm finally getting around to it, so I appreciate that. I could look up your name really quickly. I forget it off the top of my head. Hold on. Your name is Nightmare Productions, I'm assuming, is what your YouTube name is. Thank you for the suggestion. We are doing the 2012 Buffalo Bills in today's rebuild. This team is a little interesting because there are some very good players on this team, including some young guys that are going to develop and be on this championship team when we eventually win one. But there also are a few holes that we need to figure out that are significant, including the quarterback spot. So it's going to be an interesting rebuild. Hope you guys enjoy. If you do go on to enjoy it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get started rebuilding the 2012 Buffalo Bills. This is the roster that we have to work with, and as you can see right off the bat, there are some much needed positions to fill, including the most important position on any football team. It is Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. We need a new quarterback. This is not the guy to win a championship with us, Ryan Fitzmagic. This is pre-Fitzmagic era. Obviously, his player model still has him with the beard, but this is pre-Fitzmagic era. He doesn't get that till, I don't know, I think he was on Tampa when he did that. I forget what team he was on. He's been on plenty of different teams. It's a whole meme. You guys know Ryan Fitzpatrick. But this is Ryan Fitzpatrick-led Buffalo Bills squad. They are in much need of a new quarterback. We also have CJ Spiller, 25-year-old star potential. I like him. That 95 speed, 96 excel, 95 agility. CJ Spiller could be our running back for the future. He's not super old. As far as receivers go, we have Stevie Johnson, who's 26 years old. Obviously, we know Stevie Johnson turns out to be a pretty good receiver for the Buffalo Bills. Nothing special, but still very, very solid. Other than that, we don't really have anybody else, so we're going to need to work on receivers. The offensive line has Cordy Glenn, 22-year-old rookie, 79 overall, with hidden development. So our left tackle spot is pretty much done. Andy Levitre, 26-year-old left guard, pretty much done at superstar development nonetheless. We have Eric Wood, who is a 26-year-old center with star development. Center position, pretty much done. Right guard is Craig Urbick, 26-year-old right guard. Probably done. Maybe get a different one, who knows. And then right tackle spot is Sam Young, 25-year-old right tackle, 79 overall star development. The offensive line is maybe one of the best put-together offensive lines we've had in one of these rebuilds in terms of all of them have development traits, all of them are decently young, and all of them are decent overalls. We're pretty much set on offensive line. I could get a couple just to maybe add some depth or maybe change the position every once in a while, but for the most part, the offensive line we don't have to focus on at all. We do need to get a tight end at some point. We need to obviously get a quarterback and receivers, so the skill positions need some work. And then on defense, we have a few guys that I'm very excited about. We have Mario Williams, who's not super young anymore, but still 27's not that bad, and he's got superstar development, which helps. We also have, if I could actually click on the right guy, we also have Marcel Darius, who is 79 overall, second-year guy out of Alabama, so he's going to be pretty much our go-to defensive tackle. We don't have to worry about that. And we also have Kyle Williams, who is 29, getting a little bit up there in age. Maybe we could trade Kyle Williams for another draft pick and maybe bring in like an Aaron Donald type. That could be pretty fun. And then have those two guys on the defensive line. We have Stephon Gilmore, who is a rookie out of South Carolina, and he's going to be a stud. He's 73 overall, but he's gonna be good for us. It doesn't really matter. He's going to be very, very good for us. We also have Jarius Byrd. We have Nigel Bradham. So we have some good pieces on this team. We have some good pieces, and Jarius Bird's only 25 years old. So we have some good young depth on this team. The defense needs a little bit more help with the linebacking core and with the strong safety position, and then adding to maybe one or two more corners. But pretty much this team is ready to go. I'm very excited about it. We can load up the 2013 NFL draft class. Obviously, we've done this recently with the Detroit Lions in a recent video, but we are probably going to need different things than the Lions needed. Not the Lions, the Panthers is who I'm talking about, the Carolina Panthers. We're probably going to need different positions. Like, we're not going to need a running back because we have at least a number one running back because we have C.J. Spiller, but like an Eddie Lacy down the board or even a Latavius Murray down the board, I would not hate, or Theo Riddick. Absolutely. Those guys down the board. Kyle Juszczyk. Wide receiver we're going to have to get. So whether it's DeAndre Hopkins, Tavon Austin, somebody we're going to have to go up and get. Maybe even getting two of them. Maybe getting like Keenan Allen and one of these two would be the probable move, I would say. Kenny Stills is probably an option as well. Who else is down here? Probably nobody else that I like. Maybe Adam Thielen. We know he's superstar development, but we just got him in the Panthers, so maybe not. Tyler Eifert, Zach Ertz, Vance McDonald, Travis Kelce. Left tackles, Eric Fisher, Luke Jokel, Lane Johnson, Menelik Watson, Teron Armstead. Definitely. But remember, like I said, we're probably not that much in need of an offensive line help. Maybe like a Kyle Long would be better in the long term, but maybe not even. Defensive line, Ziggy Ansah. That's probably it for that. Deion Jones, just for the giggles. And then defensive tackle, Starlo Tulele, Sheldon Richardson, Sharif Floyd, Kawan Short, Big John Hankins. There's a lot of D-tackle options. That is for sure. A lot of D-tackle options. Left outside linebacker, Barkevius Mingle, Alec Ogletree. Who else? Is that it? That's probably it. And then middle linebacker, Manti Te'o, Kevin Minter, Kiko Alonso. Right outside, you got Jamie Collins, John Bostic, Gerald Hodges. And then corners, I'll put D. Milliner on there. I'll put Desmond Trufant, Xavier Rhodes, not DJ Hayden, Darius Slay. Who else should we put on there? Tyrann Mathieu, Jordan Poyer, obviously. David Amerson, Logan Ryan, Micah Hyde. And then obviously down the board a little bit, Nickel Roby-Coleman, AJ Bouye. We always go for those guys. Those are almost like staples of any one of these rebuilds. Eric Reed, Kenny Vaccaro, Matt Elam, Jonathan Cypher, DJ Swearinger, TJ McDonald, Deron Harmon. A lot of free safety options. And then strong safety, JJ Wilcox, Sean Williams, Shamarko Thomas. Could possibly be a guy for us. Kickers, punters, whatever. So that's our board for year number 1. I think I should wait. I was thinking about probably trading Kyle Williams, but maybe we should wait for season 2 to do that, because he's still got 5 years on his contract, and we can get pretty much whatever we want with him. So that's going to be something that we can take a look at. Although, there is one guy that I kind of want to try to get. I've never gotten him one of these rebuilds, so I kind of want to go for Darrelle Revis. I don't know how easy it's going to be. It's not going to be very easy at all. They want 2 first-round picks, a second and a third. A 2015 first-round pick, plus a second next year and the year after, and then a third next year and the year after. That's actually not as bad. That's more future assets that we'd have to lose out on. How many years does Revis have on his contract is the big question. If I can actually do the right thing. He has 2 years left on his deal. We'd probably be able to re-sign him. That's not that bad of a deal. Yeah, we're losing out on a few second-round picks the next couple years, but if we trade Kyle Williams, we might be able to get those back. Oh, pairing Darrelle Revis and Stephon Gilmore would be really cool, and I've never gotten Darrelle Revis before. I've never had him in one of these rebuilds. I kind of want him. I mean, Revis Island was one of my favorite players of all time when I was growing up. I kind of want Darrelle Revis, but do I want to give up that much? A first-round pick in 2015, so that's 2 years down the road. And then a second-round pick next year and in 2015, and then a third-round pick in next year in 2015. So basically 2015, we wouldn't have a pick until the 4th round. And that's the Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota draft. I don't think I'm going to do the trade. That's probably a deal that I would do. It's probably a deal I would do, but I can't give up that much draft capital in 2015 because who knows what we're going to be in 2015. Who knows even what we're going to be this year. I have no idea, but I'm going to simulate to the end of the season. Oh, I want to point out one thing. A lot of you guys have been asking why the players haven't progressed like normal. Well, that's because the mod that I use in 2012 has a different way that the players progress. It doesn't use the traditional XP that Madden uses. It uses the progression tool, which develops players naturally over time and doesn't do it by XP like normal Madden. So it doesn't. That basically what I'm saying is the players are still as good as they would be if they were using the XP tool. It's just it naturally develops them over time rather than as quick as it would in a regular XP build or a regular XP upgrade. So that's why players in my past rebuilds haven't developed normally. It's because the progression tool is being used to upgrade them, to progress them basically. So if you're ever wondering why they don't upgrade normally, that's why. And it doesn't happen for all rebuilds. It just depends on which mod I'm using basically. So with that being said, I'm going to simulate to the end of season 1 and we're going to find out how good the Buffalo Bills do. Season 1 is a wrap, and we were a lot worse than I expected. We went 2-14. In real life, I'm not sure what the exact record the Bills went, but they took E.J. Manuel in this draft. That's who they took at quarterback. He didn't obviously pan out, but that's who gets taken by the Buffalo Bills in this draft because they do need a quarterback. I don't think we're going to be taking E.J. Manuel. I don't even know if we're going to be using the number 1 overall pick because I'm assuming that's what we have. If we take the look at the standings, we do by a bullet. We have the number 1 overall pick. We were 3 games worse than the other worst team in the league, which is the Raiders and a bunch of other 5-win teams. So we have the number 1 pick guaranteed, and I don't even know if we're going to use the number 1 overall pick. We could trade down and get a ton of value for that number 1 overall pick. Let whoever we trade with take whoever they want, and we could still possibly come away with DeAndre Hopkins. That's still a possibility. It's going to be Texans, Cowboys in the Super Bowl, but before that, let's take a look at the stats, see how bad we were. 3,500 yards, 9 touchdowns, 7 picks for Ryan Fitzpatrick. It is what it is. C.J. Spiller had 1,000 yards with 3 touchdowns, and Fred Jackson had 8 touchdowns. Good for him. Stevie Johnson led the team with 966, but no touchdowns the entire season. Brad Smith got 3. C.J. Spiller got 3. All right. And then defensively, Kirk Morrison had 118 tackles, Mario Williams 102. From the defensive line spot's crazy. Brian Scott 99, Jarris Byrd had 86, George Wilson 84. The tackle for loss leader was Mario Williams with 19, 13 for Kyle Williams, 12 for Kelsey, Chris Kelsey, 11 for Barnett, 7 for Morrison, and then the sack leader was, of course, Mario Williams. Who'd you expect? 9.5 for Kyle Williams, 9.5 for Kelsey. Darius had 3, 2.5 for Barnett. Then the pick leader was Stephon Gilmore and Aaron Williams, both the 2, and Leotis McKelvin had 1. Guys that I re-signed Andy Levitre to like a 6-year deal or something like that, and I re-signed Jarris Byrd to like a 5-year deal. Those are like the 2 massive ones that I brought back for new contracts. So let's see who wins the Super Bowl. I'm guessing the Cowboys, but I mean the Texans are here. Why not pick the Texans to win? And they do. The Houston Texans are the world champions with Matt Schaub. That is one thing I have noticed. I'm pretty sure that happened in the Panther rebuild too. Not that they won the Super Bowl, but that Matt Schaub won the MVP, which is something a little strange. MVP of the league this year, Matt Ryan, Jason Garrett, Coach of the Year, Calvin Johnson, and Justin Houston are the Players of the Year. And then the muscle hamster Doug Martin is the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Zach Brown and his band are the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, so that is year number 1 in the books. We can take a look at the team to see if there's any development upgrades, which would be very nice. Maybe Stevie Johnson goes up to star. I doubt it. He didn't have that great of a season, especially with no touchdowns. But we can take a look just to see. So we've got Cordy Glenn being superstar development, which is nice. This left side of the offensive line is done. We need a quarterback for sure, and we need some wide receivers. Defensively, Mario Williams has gone up to X Factor. So has Jarris Byrd. Gilmore's a star. Bradham's a star, but no other movement on the defensive side of things. But 2 upgrades from Superstar to X Factor is really nice. I like that. And like I mentioned before, we signed all the big name guys. There wasn't that many guys in this that I wanted to bring back regardless. So we will let everybody walk, and we will go into free agency with a lot of money and hopefully some good players to spend that money on. Because I want to get better quickly. Let's sign some free agents. Who do we got? Brandon Albert. I did this in the other rebuild too, didn't I? I did this in the Panther one. We could move Brandon Albert to right tackle, or we could move Cordy Glenn to right tackle, and we'd basically be done. That is a very good option. We could also sign Matt Forte and be done at running back. You know what? We didn't sign Matt Forte last time. I might go for that. Give Matt Forte a 5-year deal and just load up some money on him. Bring him to Buffalo and let him be... Matt Forte, very underrated running back. Very good. Very, very good running back. We are not on the screen there, but I think we're contending with the Chargers. At least I hope so. Ocho Cinco, we already brought in the Panther one. That didn't really work out. He did fine. I think he had a 1,000-yard season, but then retired. So the tight ends... Brandon Albert. I can't pass it up, can I? I just simply cannot pass up having him here. We can move him to right tackle or move Cordy Glenn to right tackle. It doesn't really matter. Somebody can play right tackle. As long as he signs with us. Ramon Foster, we did that last time. I'm not going to do that. But Gosder Sherilis, we didn't sign, but we don't need to if we're going to have Cordy Glenn and what's his face? Chris Long was interesting. I might sign Chris Long to pair alongside Mario Williams. That might be a nice little 1-2 punch for a couple seasons. We'll see what he says to that. Defensive tackles were pretty good. Right end were good. Outside linebackers, Keith Rivers is 27. Middle linebacker, Channing Crowder. He's 29, probably not. Dwight Freeney. DeAndre Levy, I will go after since he's 26. So we will offer him a pretty solid contract and see what he says. We'll give him $6 million salary, and we'll give him, I don't know, $6 million bonus. That sounds pretty good. All right, so we'll see what he says to that. Corners. I don't really know. I don't really want any of these corners, do I? There's not really anybody that moves the needle for me. So I think we're just going to pass on that. Free safeties, same. Strong safety, same. All right, so my offers are Brandon Albert, Matt Forte, DeAndre Levy, and Chris Long. We'll see if we get any of these guys. Nobody signed, but nobody else signed anywhere else, so that's good. Somebody signed, and it was DeAndre Levy. He signed with us, but nobody else signed after that. So, ooh, the Panthers are coming in hard on Brandon Albert, which is funny because we just did that with the Panthers. I might try to raise my money up a little bit more on Brandon Albert. I don't remember what I offered him, but I'll give him a crazy contract. I really think it would be good to have him on the squad. So we're going to raise up his money even more. We're going to give him the fattest of bags and hope that he says yes to that. Okay, so we will see. I'm out of evaluation period, so we will see if we can get those three guys. If we get those three guys, I think this offense and defense, to be fair, will be in a much better spot, including the 2013 draft, which I still haven't decided yet if we're even going to draft at number 1 overall. We might trade down. That might be smart because, as you guys know, the 2014 NFL draft is loaded. So maybe it would be smart to load up on picks in 2014. And Brandon Albert did sign with us. So did Matt Forte, and so did Chris Long. We got everybody that we wanted, all 4 of the guys, and we still have money to spend. So I think I'm going to save that for another time. Save it for a rainy day. We will adjust the lineup, and we will have Cordy Glenn move to right tackle. Probably. No, you know what? We'll have Brandon Albert move to right tackle. Brandon Albert will move to right tackle, and then he will start right there, and then we will have Cordy Glenn start at left tackle, and we'll be good to go. The offensive line is pretty much done. All right, so I like that. Cordy Glenn starting here. We need a tight end still. Matt Forte now starts at running back. We still need some receivers, but we're working on that. And then on the defense, Levy and probably Nigel Bradham. And then Chris Long, Kyle Williams, Marcel Darius, and Mario Williams. The corners are looking good. I'm going to have Gilmore start at corner over Leotis McKelvin. We just need a strong safety and a middle linebacker, and we're pretty much ready to go, ready to bang. I love banging. And we are going to find out who the mock draft has for us We need a quarterback, but we're probably not going to get the quarterback in this draft. Let's see. What do we need? What do we need? We are going to scout Keenan Allen, Vance McDonald, and then who else? Who else? Maybe Manti Te'o? Maybe Manti Te'o, probably. Yeah, let's do Manti Te'o. Let's do Manti Te'o. So Keenan Allen, Vance McDonald, Manti Te'o will be our first set of focus players. And then when we get to free agency recap, which, by the way, I want to hopefully spend some points. I hope this doesn't glitch everything like it did before with the Panthers. I'm pretty sure that happened. Okay, let me... Hold on. Okay, here we go. Player personnel tree. I can't buy anything. I can't buy anything. Oh, no. Is it glitched again? When these mods, the freaking thing gets glitched all the time. So it kind of sucks. But we'll see if how far I can get. Luckily, I can purchase through this side. Boom. Make sure I get these. We might have enough here to get that one. We don't have enough to get the smooth talker, but that's okay. We got a lot of the important ones pretty much done. So that's good. We were able to get that staff tree figured out. And for anyone wondering, I do trade on normal difficulty. I don't touch any of the trading settings. It's all on normal difficulty. I preach this all the time. If you use your staff points on that entire trading tree, you can trade draft picks, first round draft picks, 1-for-1. They will accept it as long as you have that upgraded. I'm just saying, it's true. I don't adjust the difficulty to easy or anything like that. It's on normal base settings. Everything's the same, but you can do that. You can do that. It does get a little bit more difficult when you trade from like the top 3 picks, because that they want you to get a little bit more, or obviously they want to get a little bit more back. But you can finesse the CPU 1-for-1 pretty much the entire way up the board. All right, our last 3 private workouts. Who are we going to use these private workouts on? So we have 100% on Keenan Allen. We have 100% on Vance McDonald. I'm going to use... I'm going to use 1 on Jordan Poyer, 1 on Micah Hyde, and 1 on Sean Williams. Those will be my 3 guys for this final private workout. And we really need to figure out our game plan here. They have us taking Kyle Juszczyk. That's not going to happen. DeAndre Hopkins is projected to go 5. Sheldon Richardson's projected to go 6. I would like to get both of these guys, because then we could trade Kyle Williams and have our D-tackle figured out already with Marcel Darius as well. Slay is right there. Tavon Austin's 12. Okay. So I think the move is to trade down to nowhere lower than pick 4, so that we can come away with DeAndre Hopkins. I think that is going to be the smart thing to do. So if I can do that right now, then that might be what I should do. So let's go grab the first pick in the draft. So right now, if I were to trade it just with the offers, I would definitely need multiple first-round picks. I mean, it's the first overall pick for a reason. I'm definitely going to need multiple first-round picks, and nobody's really given me the much, like the value that I want, so I think I might have to create my own trade. And if we go down to San Francisco, since they are the number 4 team, we ask for their first, we ask for their second, we ask for their 2014 and their 2015 first. And then how about like a 2015 third as well? I feel like that's fair value for the number 1 overall pick. I know it's a weak draft class, but they say no to that. Okay. I think it's fair, but I will also entice you with a player. I will give you Brad Smith. Oh, we don't feel that brings the... Wait, is it going to glitch me again? Let me throw like a... I have a bunch of 6th-round picks. Let me throw a 6th-round pick in there. We don't feel the offer brings enough value comparatively to what we'd be giving up. Okay. So what about if I give you a 5th-round pick? Now it's not even... The bar's not even there. What about if I give you a 4th-round pick? The bar's not even there. Why is trading so difficult in these mods? It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating, this stupid mod. I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. Let me take away the 3rd-round pick. Let me take away the 2015 1st-round pick. Then what about if I add in Brad Smith now? It's still going to glitch, isn't it? It's still going to glitch. 5th-round pick? Okay, now we're speaking the same language. What about a 5th-round pick in 2015? A 4th-round pick in 2015. Trade declined. I have a couple 7th or 6th-round picks this year. And then I'll give you a 7th-rounder in 2015. Trade offer accepted. So I guess it just glitched when you throw players in there. But we were able to get the Niners 1st and 2nd-round picks this year. And then we were able to get a 1st-round pick next year. For a lot, actually. I gave up probably a lot more than I probably should have, if we're being totally honest. But we moved down to number 4, which still gives us a chance to grab DeAndre Hopkins. At least it should, as long as no team... Well, if the Niners grab DeAndre Hopkins, I'm going to be super frustrated. If he goes number 1 in the draft. He shouldn't, but now we've changed things because we're not picking number 1. And Eric Fisher goes number 1 overall to the Niners. Luke Jokel goes 2. Deion Jordan goes 3. The draft is following the exact same draft pattern that it did in real life. Those are the true first 3 picks. So now we can take DeAndre Hopkins at 4 and feel very confident about that. So we've got our number 1 receiver for the rebuild. We've got ourselves our number 1 receiver for the rebuild, DeAndre Hopkins. I think that's the first time I've taken DeAndre Hopkins. It's pretty close. I don't know if it is for sure, but it is pretty close to the first time I've taken him. All right, so we have 2 picks in the 2nd round because we got the Niners pick and we didn't have to give up our own. So we have like pick 1 and pick 4 here in the 2nd round. So we can get 2 pretty solid players. Lane Johnson's available. Who else is available? Travis Kelce. I might take Travis Kelce just because we do need a tight end. And Travis Frederick is also available. But so is Tyrann Mathieu. I think I'm going to take Travis Kelce. We need a tight end really, really bad. So Travis Kelce, welcome to the squad. You're now a Buffalo Bill. And then we pick again in a couple of picks. So hopefully a lot of my guys don't go and Tyrann Mathieu goes. Robert Woods goes. I really didn't think Tyrann Mathieu would go. I thought he would stay a couple picks at least. But that means we can grab probably Travis Frederick now. Now that Matthew's gone. I think I'm going to grab Travis Frederick and get our center position all done and dusted. So that's 3 amazing picks in the 1st round. And then we pick in, again, the first pick of the 3rd round. Who's going to be available now? EJ Manuel's still available. Keenan Allen. I might go Keenan Allen here. That might be the smart idea. There's a couple corners we could grab, but I think getting another wide receiver is the smart thing to do. So Keenan Allen, welcome to the squad. Another big-time receiver. We'll see what's available in the 4th round in terms of defensive players, but I think our offense is a lot better now. I mean, we got Kelce, we got DeAndre Hopkins, and we got what's-his-face. So I think we're pretty good. Micah Hyde is still here. I'm going to grab Micah Hyde before he gets off the board. We can move him to a safety position if we need to. Although I think he moved to free safety in real life, and we already have a good free safety, so probably not. But we don't have our 5th round pick. We traded that to the Niners. So we go to the 6th round, and there's not a whole lot left on the board except for I'll take A.J. Bouye. All right, this draft has been really good. I think this draft has been really, really good. It would have been nice to get Tyrann Mathieu. I honestly didn't think he'd leave, or get taken, I should say. But he did. We'll take Adam Thielen. Another good wide receiver option. Super low overall, though. So we'll see what happens. But, I mean, with the wide receivers we have right now, all three of these guys are probably going to start. And this is our final pick. What quarterbacks are available? Tyler Wilson, Ryan Nassib. Oh, yikes. Okay, there's not a lot of options. But is there anybody that's worse than... Is there anybody that's worse than Ryan Fitzpatrick, I guess? At least B.J. Daniels is a scrambling quarterback. He's got elite strength. I'm going to take B.J. Daniels. We know he's going to be bad, but maybe he can turn out to be something. Who knows? It's the 7th round. Does it really matter? Does it really matter? And then we go to the 2014 NFL Draft with 2 first-round picks, which is going to be really useful. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to trade down. DeAndre Hopkins ends up being a 77, Kelsey 73, Travis Frederick 72, Keenan Allen 70. The rest of the guys are kind of trash, and B.J. Daniels was worse than Ryan Fitzpatrick, but that's okay. At least at the worst, he's a backup quarterback. Hopkins is the best player in the class with Desmond Trufant, big play Slay. I feel like we came away with quite... Ooh, I just saw the Patriots get Le'Veon Bell. That's awesome. I think we came away with quite the good draft. A lot of those guys are going to start day 1, pretty much, especially the receivers. Certainly DeAndre Hopkins, but maybe even the rest of the guys too, Keenan Allen and Thielen, because everybody else is so low of an overall. So let's start right away. Oh, look at this offense now. Look at this offense now. We've got 3 amazing receivers plus Stevie Johnson. We've got a great running back duo. We've got a great offensive line. We've got a... Oops, I need Brandon Albert to start at right tackle. I don't know why he's not. He should be. You know what? I could just trade away this guy, Eric Pierce. Can I trade him away? What can I get for him? I can get a 4th round pick, a 6th round pick, a 4th round pick. It looks like 4th round picks is as much as I can get. That's okay. We'll take Washington's 4th round pick for Eric Pierce, and then that should force... Yeah. Okay. Oh, no. It forces Young to go there now. No, I don't want that. So, I guess we'll have Cordy Glenn start, and then it'll fix itself. Whatever. As long as they're both starting, it doesn't really matter which side they play. So, we need a quarterback, but the rest of the offense is pretty much done. And then we need to help defense, that's for sure. We need to help this defense a lot. We need a middle linebacker. We need a strong safety. Corners are looking really good. At least they will. Corners will look really good in a couple seasons. And the defensive line's looking a lot better now, too. We could use a better, obviously, position, better upgrade than Chris Long. But right now, the team's looking pretty solid. I will simulate the 2014 NFL season, and we'll see if we can do better than 1 win. We finish up season 2, and we have dramatically changed this team after just 1 season. Remember, last year we went 1-15, or 1-16, whatever it was. We finished with 12 wins this time. Absolutely insane change, and it's just because we, I don't know, added a few pieces on the offense, actually got some competent receivers, and changed the defense up slightly. We still need a quarterback, but we have made the playoffs, won the division, and are taking on the Patriots at home in the wild card round. Take a look at these stats, though. These stats are hopefully going to be really, really good. Ryan Fitzpatrick, when he actually has a good receiving core to throw to, he actually does pretty well. 4,200 yards, 21 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Very good season from Fitzpatrick. Then Matt Forte, 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns. Not too shabby for the first-year man in Buffalo. Love to see it. And then 2 1,000-yard receivers, 1,035 and 3 touchdowns for Hopkins, and 1,009 with 8 touchdowns for Mr. Travis Swift. Then we got Keenan Allen with almost 1,000 yards, so we almost had 3 1,000-yard receivers. Almost got there. And all 3 of those guys are rookies. That shows you how much we needed offensive weapons. DeAndre Levy had 135 tackles. Shepard had 114, Mario Williams 89, Kyle Williams had 82, Bird had 81, 80 for Aaron Williams. We have a lot of Williams on the team. I'm just realizing that now. Kyle Williams, 14 tackles lost, Mario 13, Marcel Darius 9, Chris Long had 8. Sack leader was Williams with 18. That's kind of insane. 7.5 for Williams. Long had 5.5. Darius had 4. Nope. Darius had 5. 4.5 for Levy. 2.5 for Bird. Pick leader was McKelvin and Wilson with 2, and then a couple guys had 1. So very, very good season from the boys here in year number 2. And we are off to play the Patriots. They only went 9-8, so we should be able to handle them. And we do 17-7. We beat them. We go to Buffalo, or we go to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos. 4 versus 6, 1 versus 7. So all the top seeds got bumped except for us, obviously. And then it's Packers and Cowboys and Niners and Bears. That's not good because the Niners, we have their first round pick. So that looks like they are going to give us a very bad first round pick, but we can always trade up if we need to. Let's go see if we can beat the Broncos. I don't expect us to go very far in this playoffs. I mean, it's the first time we made the playoffs, and we do. We get bumped in the second round. I kind of expected that to happen. I didn't think we should have been a playoff team, or not a playoff team, a Super Bowl team, and we clearly weren't. But it looks like Denver was. Denver was what, the 6th seed? I think they were the 6th seed, and they're in the playoffs against the 7th-seeded Cowboys. They're in the Super Bowl. Okay, quite the Super Bowl here in year number 2. And it will be won by the Dallas Cowboys. Congratulations. AJ Klein is the MVP. Tony Romo is MVP of the league. Andy Reid, Coach of the Year. Ray Rice and Calais Campbell are the Players of the Year. Travis Kelce wins Offensive Player of the Year, and Barkevius Mingo wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie there, I mean, for Kelce. Wow, Travis Kelce winning Offensive Rookie of the Year is crazy good. Because that means he gets a guaranteed dev trade upgrade, and the game crashed. I'll be back. Okay, luckily the autosave works, so we are back now, and we are right where we left off. Let's continue to move. I will see if we can get and it crashed again. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good at all. We might not be able to move forward in this rebuild. Oh no. All right, so after a lot of re-simulating, I might have been able to fix it. I was able to get past the staff week. I basically had to start over. I recreated the team as close as physically possible. The only change I couldn't get, or the only thing I couldn't get, was Brandon Albert. He was not in free agency this year. I had to go with Gosder Chairless now, which is a significantly lower overall tackle, but still a very good offensive tackle. But I was able to get Matt Forte back. I was able to get all 3 of the receivers back. I was able to get Travis Kelce, obviously. On defense, there was a couple other changes that I didn't make, or that I couldn't get. One, we have Jordan Poyer instead of Micah Hyde now. We don't have Chris Long because when I was going to go sign him, he was only normal development, not star development. So I was like, I don't really want him if he's not star development. That's the only reason why I got him. So he's not here anymore. We have Sean Merriman, actually, lights out. We have, who else do we have? We still have AJ Bouye. We don't have somebody else. We have Gerald Hodges now. There was one other person that I don't remember that we don't have anymore, but I tried to get it as close as possible, including our draft picks. I didn't, in fact, force it so we had the first overall pick. I forced us to only have 1 win, and then I traded down, but this time I didn't trade down with the 49ers. I traded down with the Lions, and unfortunately the Lions went and played in the Super Bowl this year and actually won it. So we have pick 29 and 32 instead of having the Niners pick, which who knows what it would have been because I didn't get to look at it. So we in fact have those picks instead of the 49er pick. The Niners, I couldn't trade down with them. I had to trade down with the Lions, and that's just how it worked out. But I think we might be able to save this. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to try my best to save it, and I think we should be able to keep Nick Barnett because he's star development and still decently good. So if we can do that, that'd be awesome, and he's going to come back. Okay. I think we should probably try and trade Sam Young. I don't know what I can get for him, but I just don't think we need him anymore. So let's go and see if we can get anything good for him. It looks like a bunch of 5th-round picks and 6th-round picks. That's whatever, I guess. We'll just trade with the Rams for a 5th-round pick. But now we go to the 2014 offseason, and we will see what happens. I hate that it's not exactly how it was, but I couldn't get it exactly how it was. I tried my best. I tried my very best. But we move on. We move forward. We're now in an alternate universe to the alternate universe we were in already. Quarterback. I actually did scout quarterbacks. So, like Derek Carr, Teddy Bridgewater, those kind of guys, Jimmy Garoppolo, they're going to be on my radar. We don't need a running back anymore. Wide receivers, Jeremy Maclin being 26 years old is very intriguing, but I like the receivers that we have, and I just want to see them develop a little bit more, maybe get another one. So we'll stick with that. Left tackle, left guard, center, right. Oh, we didn't get Travis Frederick. That's right. I couldn't get Travis. He was drafted before I could get him, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Right tackles. There's some high-rated right tackles here, and we might be able to sign one of them, and then we could have Gosner Chairless get traded. That could be something. So maybe we sign Phil Lodol, and he could be our Brandon Albert replacement, even though Brandon Albert was still even higher overall than what Phil is. So if we offer him that, hopefully he accepts that. Defensive line, we need to work on. Justin Smith's a little bit too old for me. Linebacker, Sean Lee could be the fix at middle linebacker. We do need a middle linebacker fix, so that could be our guy. So let's offer him a decent amount of money. We'll see what he says to that. Corners, I like what we have right now. Strong safety, TJ Ward at 27 is probably not the guy. So let's keep it with Phil and Sean. And we got both of them. Boom. So now we can trade Gosder. We can trade him, and hopefully, let me just make sure that I did the entire tree. Oh, I haven't done it yet. Okay. So let's just make sure the entire tree is figured out, and then we'll get this all bought up as well. Okay, perfect. So now we have everything we need to possibly trade up. And let's go to the team now, adjust the lineup, and probably trade Gosder for something. I don't know what we'll trade him for, but we'll trade him for something. Now we can move you, trade you away. He's 30 years old, probably can't get anything crazy. We can get a 2015 third, a 2014 third from Tampa. I might go 2014 thirds. Colts are offering me a little bit of a higher pick, so I think I might do that. Whatever the highest third-round pick is, and it looks like 84 is probably the highest that they're going to give me, is what I'm noticing. So, yeah, 84. Where's 84 at? Did I pass it? It was 89? There's no way it was 89. I could have sworn it was 84. Hold on. Did I see 84 somewhere else, or did I just not read? I could have sworn that said 84. 98, 86, 89. There's no way that didn't say 84. Am I just blind? I mean, 86, I guess, in 2014 is going to be the closest we can get, so we'll trade with Atlanta. But I could have sworn that said 89. I am almost 100% positive that said 89. But whatever. I mean, it obviously wasn't there when I went back to look at it, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. And now we don't have anybody that should be competing, so we get an extra third-round pick, which is nice. And we need that third-round pick to figure out what we're going to be doing in this draft. So let's advance. This is the 2014 draft. I think this could be the draft where we go for a quarterback. Because, I mean, we finished 12-5 with Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. So if we actually get a competent quarterback that has a development trait, the sky is the freaking limit. So if we can do that, then I think we'll be good to go. We'll be good to rock and roll. I don't have a draft board for this one because I was just trying to make sure that it worked. But, like, yeah, Derek Carr, Teddy Bridgewater, Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm going to put all three of my points on you because I want you on this team. I want one of them. I don't know who it's going to be, but I want one of them on the team. And I think getting Odell Beckham Jr. would be awesome as well. So maybe that's the go-to, or maybe we go for a defensive player because mock draft number 5 has Khalil Mack. Okay. So all the good guys are going top of the class. Derek Carr's going top. There's Devontae Adams. They have us taking Deion Buchanan and Jimmy Ward. I'm not going to be doing that. What do we trade for? What do we trade up to get? I think we trade up to get Derek Carr, and we trade up to get... I don't think we can trade up to get Khalil Mack. That's probably too difficult. Maybe we trade up to get DeMarcus Lawrence. That might be a little bit more attainable. So trade up for 8 and 9. I could see that. I could see that in the first round. Okay, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go trade up for picks 8 and 9. We come away with DeMarcus Lawrence and Derek Carr on a team that needs a quarterback and a defensive end more than it needs a wide receiver. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to come away with those two guys. And then, yeah, we need DeMarcus Lawrence for sure. We also need a strong safety, but we might be able to come away with that in the class. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go trade for those two guys, and then we will meet back up when I got those two picks. All right, we now have back-to-back picks number 8 and 9. Hopefully we can grab the guys that we want to grab. Let's use some more private workouts here. So I guess we'll use some on a strong safety since we're going to need a strong safety. Let's see. Who's going to be possible for us? Trey Boston is going to be possible for us. But we might have to move a free safety over to strong safety. I don't really want any of those guys, do I? What about corners that we can make a strong safety? Maybe... Hey, there's not really a whole lot, is there? I mean, Malcolm Butler, but not for strong safety. We might have to look somewhere else for strong safety. I think that's going to be the best option. And then we'll go for not Telvin Smith because we know how he is. We'll finish up with DeMarcus Lawrence so we can figure out how good he is. All right, perfect. We've got our game plan. We are ready to go. We have picks 8 and 9 in the draft. Picks number 8 and 9 in the draft. I just hope that everything goes our way. Knowing Madden and knowing my luck, it's probably not going to go our way, but we'll see. Pick number 1 is Khalil Mack. Number 2 is Jadeveon Clowney. Number 3 is Odell. 4 is Aaron Donald. 5 is Mike Evans. 6 is Blake Bortles. 7 is Brandon Cooks. It goes exactly the way that I expected it to. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Derek Carr will be number 8. He's our new quarterback, taking over for Ryan Fitzpatrick. And then we will have DeMarcus Lawrence be the next selection. We could grab ourselves a lot of very talented players, including Ryan Shazier, who I do really like. But we need defensive end more than we need a linebacker now, so we need to get DeMarcus Lawrence. Welcome to the squad, DeMarcus Lawrence and Derek Carr. And then we will simulate to pick number 29 in the second round, a long time from our last pick. Who's going to be on the board? We could have got Jimmy Garoppolo, I guess. Let's see. What does the wide receiver class look like? Not a whole lot of talent, is there? Kevin Norwood, Shaq Evans, John Brown, Dante Moncrief. I think I'll grab myself John Brown. Although, no. Let me find out what else is left on the class. I don't want to take somebody too soon. Austin Safarian Jenkins. Offensive line looks pretty solid. Coney Ealy. Dominic Easley. That could be interesting. Christian Kirksey. Kevin Pierre-Louis. You know I love me some Kevin Pierre-Louis. And then Trey Boston. Okay, so it looks like there's not a whole lot left on this board. So I might go for John Brown here. Picking him up, 95 speed. Maybe he turns into something. Who the F knows? All right, we have 2 third-round picks. So I'm hoping that somebody's here on the board for us. Running back-wise, there's nobody, but good news, we don't need a running back. Tight end, I mean, we could use CJ Fedorowicz just for backup purposes. Telvin Smith is still here. Avery Williamson. I was hoping that the dude would be there, but he's not. And Trey Boston's here. We'll take Trey Boston with one of these picks because he's got to be better than Denoris Cersei, who's like a 59 overall. Hopefully Trey Boston can be better than him and start at strong safety for us. We needed to come away with one, and we do. Now our second, third-round pick, we are going to draft ourselves, I guess, CJ Fedorowicz just to have a backup tight end. He has normal development, but he doesn't need to play much. He just needs to be a backup tight end. That's all he needs to be. And then we go to the 4th round. I don't even know what the game plan is at this point. Maybe another corner. Pierre Desir. Let's grab Pierre Desir. Have another corner on the team. Maybe he could turn out to be something for us. But at this point, we're pretty much filled at every starting position. So I guess we just draft for depth. And Jack Mewhort certainly can be that depth. I mean, getting him in the 5th round is crazy value. I know he only has normal development, but that's still crazy value in the 5th round for a guy of Jack Mewhort's caliber. 6th round now. We have 2 6th round picks. Who's that gonna be? Oh, Malcolm Butler. Might as well grab Malcolm Butler while we're here. That's another cornered option for us. And then I don't even know what else we're gonna draft. I think this is our final pick. Oh no, we have a 7th round pick as well. Andrew Norwell got taken. Maybe we look at quarterback again. There's nobody that I want. Running back, wide receivers. Allen Hurns. Allen Hurns being a wide receiver option. I don't mind that. It never hurts to get a ton of wide receiver depth because you never know who's going to break out for you. And then our final pick in the 7th round is going to probably be somebody on defense, and it's going to be Ross Cockrell. Might as well. He was the best guy that I saw on there, so that's our draft for 2014. I think that draft went decently well. We got our quarterback, and we got our defensive end, which is the 2 positions that we absolutely needed the most of. So, now I got hair in my mouth. 70 for Derek Carr. I think that's already better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. 72 for DeMarcus Lawrence, but everybody else is a super low overall. I kind of expected that going in, but they're all pretty decent. They are all pretty decent. And, I mean, we won 12 games with Ryan Fitzpatrick, so what makes me think we wouldn't win more than 12 games now with an actual competent quarterback with a development trait? The sky is the limit now, boys. The sky is the limit for this Buffalo Bills offense. I just hope that everything goes well for us and we can actually get through. Let's do this. Generate the best lineup. Derek Carr will start. Wide receivers looking good. Offensive line's looking good. Kelsey's right there. And then on defense, we had DeMarcus Lawrence. We had Trey Boston. I mean, yeah, we're pretty much set to go now. Unfortunately, Jarius Byrd didn't go up to X Factor this season, but that's okay. Maybe he'll get it this year. I don't know. I'm going to simulate year number 3, and we will find out how good we improve from 12 wins. Hopefully. All right, we wrapped up the year, and we went 13-4, so we improved by 1 game, going 13-4, so I guess Derek Carr and DeMarcus Lawrence are only good enough for 1 game improvement. But hey, it got us the number 1 seed in the playoffs, or in the AFC, and we're taking on the Steelers in the first round, or in the divisional round, our first round. I guess that's a W. I guess that's a W. Derek Carr in his rookie season, 4,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. To be fair, he has a lot of good weapons to throw to, including DeAndre Hopkins. So that's why his numbers look the way they do. That's a very good season. Matt Forte, 893 yards, 8 touchdowns for him. 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns for Hopkins. 935 and 4 for Keenan Allen. And 906 and 7 for Travis Kelce. All right. And then defensively, Sean Lee, 143 tackles. Jarius Byrd, 94. Mario Williams, 91. Boston, 87. Barnett, 84. Tackle for loss leader was Williams with 15. Levy with 14. Darius with 9. And then the sack leader was Williams with 13. 5.5 for Kyle Williams. And Barnett and Shepard had 3.5. Levy had 3. Pick leader was 3 with McKelvin. 2 for Boston, Bouye, and Byrd. That's a lot of Bs. The triple Bs. And a couple guys had 1. So that is year number 3 stats. And we've got a good shot of winning a championship here. We really do. We are a good team, and we are playing the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC title game. Okay. 1 versus 3 and 1 versus 3 over on the other side. I mean, dare I say we're the favorite to make the Super Bowl? I mean, that feels weird to say in year 3, but I think we are. But I guess we're going to have to wait and find out because Madden can always screw us. That's always possible. But we haven't been screwed in a while. Maybe it's going to happen here. I don't know. Barely getting a victory, 13-10. And we're actually playing in the Super Bowl year 3 against the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. I guess we got to go and get this championship. Let's go get this bread. And then the rebuild would be over, but then maybe we go 1 more season. I don't really know. I think I'll go 1 more season to see if we can defend it. But we're going to have to find out. We got to win this one in the first place. It is the Super Bowl here in year number 3 against the Dallas Cowboys. We lead 7-0, 14-0. Now it's 14-3. Come on, Buffalo. We need some good stuff here. Second half action. Dallas gets some more points. 14-11. It's 14-14. There we go. Big touchdown. Big touchdown. 3rd and 7. We get a field goal. It's 24-14. And the Buffalo Bills have won a Super Bowl in year number 3. All we needed was Derek Carr. What did I tell you? All we need is a quarterback, and you're pretty much good to go. Obviously, we have added a lot more pieces than just a quarterback, but Derek Carr significantly changed this team. But to be fair, with Ryan Fitzpatrick, we went 12-5. So Derek Carr was good enough for 1 extra win, and I guess 3 extra wins in the playoffs to get us a Super Bowl. So I'll take it. I will take it. And now we have technically completed the rebuild. And look at that, our rookie Derek Carr. Don't mind the coach. He's a little glitched. But rookie Derek Carr gets himself a Super Bowl title. Man, that's crazy. And now we got to go one more season to try and defend it. That doesn't usually go well for us. In the past, we have gone an extra season to try and defend our championship and lost. That's happened plenty of times before. But I guess we go into the offseason, see what happens. So we will simulate, figure out what's going to go down. Who's going to win in recap, or who's going to win the MVP? It's going to be Mario Williams winning the MVP of the Super Bowl. Donovan McNabb still out here playing and still out here winning MVPs. John Fox wins Coach of the Year. Calvin Johnson, Jason Pierre-Paul are your Players of the Year. And then Brandon Cooks and Khalil Mack are the Rookies of the Year. Okay. All right, no big deal, no big deal. We won a championship. I don't care about individual awards as long as we win championships. And we end the Buffalo Bills' tragic history of 4 straight Super Bowls in the 90s and 4 straight losses. So we have ended that. Buffalo has a championship for the first time ever. And Marcel Darius actually wants to show back up to the squad now that we're a championship team. So let's offer him this money, and he says he's going to test out free agency. Wow, Marcel. Wow. We're going to franchise tag you for 1 more season. CJ Spiller needs a new contract. I'll give him one as a backup. It can't hurt to give him a new contract, so we'll give him this, and he says he's going to come back. Anybody else we want back? It doesn't look like it. So we can save that little bit of money and maybe put that into 1 or 2 guys in free agency. I mean, it's not that much to work with. Not that much to work with considering we had to franchise tag Darius. But, I mean, we needed him back. So it wasn't like we could let him go. And Ndamukong Suh is here. Maybe we could have let him go. Ndamukong Suh is here. That's the first time I've ever seen Ndamukong Suh in one of these free agencies. I mean, it would be dumb to not put everything we have into Ndamukong Suh. I'm going to literally spend every single dollar to offer Ndamukong Suh. It would be stupid not to. So we're going to see what we can do. I don't think that's going to work. He hasn't chosen yet. And he didn't sign with us. He signed with the Tennessee Titans. Oh, I thought that was our guy. Or I thought he was coming to the Bills. That's okay. Because now we can at least spend that money on some positions that we actually do need. Which could be, I don't know, maybe something on defense. I mean, there's not really an amazing player at a position that we absolutely have to have. I think we're pretty good. Ooh, Antonio Cromartie. But he's only 76. It's not really, just because he has superstar development doesn't mean much. I think we just saved the money. Now that we can't get Ndamukong Suh because he chose to go to the Titans, I think we just save the money and go to the draft. I think that'll be smart. I mean, it's not like we were going to get anybody that is going to make that much of a difference. So we might as well go to the draft and see what the 2015 draft has to offer. I guess now that we've won a Super Bowl, having those 2015 first-round pick and second-round pick and third-round pick wouldn't have mattered that much, so we probably could have made the trade for Darrelle Revis. And maybe we still will. You know what? I might try that. I might try to make the trade for Darrelle Revis now. I know he's 2 years older than when we were going to make the trade originally, but it can't hurt to have a guy like Darrelle Revis. I mean, are you serious? Jets, Darrelle Revis. He's 30 years old on the last year of his contract. There's no packages for him, but I can give them, let's see. I can give them Leotis McKelvin, because he's on the last year of his contract. That puts us in the red, but that's okay, because I got a bunch of draft picks I'm willing to give up. I'm willing to give up 2017 first-round pick. That gets it close. I'm willing to give up a 2016 second-round pick. There we go. So Leotis McKelvin, a first and a second, gets us Darrelle Revis. I'm happy about that. We might even be able to get a bunch of other people, too. If we can find a bunch of old guys to go all in on one season, one championship, that might be pretty fun. So let's see who's old. Larry Fitzgerald. No trade offers, but that's okay because we have receiving talent. Like I can give you Adam Thielen to replace Larry Fitzgerald. And then if we go into the draft picks, I have a first-round pick in 2016 that they like a lot. So there we go. Adam Thielen in a first-round pick gets us Larry Fitz, a guy that we've never had in any of these rebuilds. A guy that we've never had in any of these rebuilds now is a part of the squad. So we had Fitzgerald, we have Hopkins, we have Keenan Allen. I mean, the receiving core is done. The offensive line's done. Travis Kelce's good enough at tight end. We could use another linebacker or maybe a strong safety. Let's go see if we can make a trade for a strong safety / linebacker. I don't know who that's going to be, but let's see if we can make a trade for maybe two players. Let's start at strong safety. So is there an older strong safety that we can make a trade for? Eric Berry, probably not going to be possible. Patrick Chung's not really that much of an improvement. Shamarko Thomas, TJ Ward, Charles Godfrey. There's Cam Chancellor. He's not that much of an improvement over what we have, but he's good enough. He's Cam Chancellor. So I would give you... I don't really have a whole lot to give them, do I? I would give you... Man, I don't have a lot of people, do I? I don't have a lot of people that I want to give up. I'll give you Craig Ubrick. Urbic. And that's good. That's straight up. Perfect. Straight up trade. So now we have a new strong safety. And now the only thing we could actually use is a linebacker. Maybe like a right outside linebacker. Levante David is probably the best option, considering he's not super high overall. But they might like him because he's young. Kuechly, Gerard Mayo. We just had Kuechly in the Panther rebuild. I'll try for Gerard Mayo. I don't have any first-round picks, so it's probably going to be difficult to get him. Terrell Suggs is a little bit too old. We can go back to... How old is Lance Briggs? 34. We can go back to Levante David, see if we can get him. No trade offers. I'll offer up basically everything I have. 2017, 2016. Trade offer accepted. Boom. So now we get ourselves a new outside linebacker. We have basically overhauled this team and going all in for one final year to defend our championship. Let's go to the lineups. Let's adjust it one final time. And boom. I mean, that's quite the Super Bowl contending team. I like it. I like it a lot. And I didn't give up any of my picks this year, so we still have ourselves all of my 2015 picks if we want to do something in the draft, which I don't know who we would go for because we have the final pick, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. But maybe there's somebody available. I guess we'll see what the mock draft has us taking. They have us taking David Johnson, backup running back, which we do need a backup running back because I think we let... No, C.J. Spiller's coming back. That's right. I re-signed him. I thought I was going to let him go, but he's coming back, so... I don't really even know what we're going to take. I'm not going to trade up or trade down or anything. I'm just going to stick and pick because why wouldn't we? Although I have those private workouts, I'm not going to use them. It's not like these draft picks are going to matter too much anyway, are they? We're only going the final. This is the final season, so it's not like these guys are going to develop. But let's find out. Pick number 1 is Leonard Williams. Pick number 2 is Marcus Mariota. 3 is Dante Fowler. 4 is Melvin Gordon. 5 is Amari Cooper. Jameis Winston goes 6 to the Cleveland Browns. That's where I was waiting for him. I was waiting to see where he goes. All right, so final pick of the first round, Shane Ray and Shaq Thompson. Oh, I think it's Shaq Thompson. I think it's 100% Shaq Thompson. We're grabbing him. Boom. That's actually a really solid pickup. I thought he was going to be long gone by pick 32. But that's a nice pickup. I like that a lot. Final pick of the second round. Who's going to be on the table? Not a whole lot. Rob Havenstein is interesting. Jordan Hicks. Also interesting. I might go Jordan Hicks. I think I'm going to go Jordan Hicks. Might as well load up on linebackers. Round 3, pick 32. Who's going to be on the board? Who's on the board? Not a whole lot again. Quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, Jamison Crowder, Rashard Perriman, Dorial Green Beckham, Jesse James, CJ Uzama, Tyler Kroft, Jake Fisher. Oh, Shaq Mason. Okay, we'll grab Shaq Mason. That's another depth piece on the offensive line. And then we don't pick again to the 6th round. I think I'm just going to let the CPU handle that. Those guys aren't going to be high enough overalls to really matter in one season, so we might as well let them handle it. And we will go one final season in the Buffalo Bill rebuild here in 2012 and find out if going all in has worked. So these guys are all pretty bad, but that's okay. Best player in the class is Byron Jones, 77 overall. Hey, look at that, David Johnson. He was the second highest rated player in the class, and he was projected to go to us. We didn't take him. That's okay. We have CJ Spiller and Matt Forte. He wouldn't have played anyway. All right. I like the team now. We look a lot better. We went all in, and we're going to hopefully show that on the field. Derek Carr, superstar development. Larry Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins is quite the match, or quite the wide receiver pairing. And on defense, we had Darrelle Revis. We had Cam Chancellor. We had Levante David. I mean, this team looks really, really good. Looks really, really good. So I will simulate year number 4, and I'll catch you guys in the playoffs. The final season has wrapped up. We are in the playoffs again as the number 1 seed. This time going to have to take on my team, the New England Patriots. And we finished 14-3, so we steadily keep getting better by 1 game. Although from year 1 to year 2, we jumped drastically. But from year 2 to year 3, then year 3 to year 4, we got better by 1 game. We started 12-5, 13-3, 13-4, and then 14-3 now in the final season. So I will take that. That's improvement. It's not a lot of improvement, but it's progress and improvement. Derek Carr continues to get better. 4,300 yards, 28 touchdowns, 9 picks with a 70% completion percentage. Matt Forte, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. Larry Fitzgerald, much needed receiving addition. 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Hopkins had 859 and 2. Kelsey had 855 and 6. Then on the defensive side of things, Sean Lee killed it with 117 tackles. Cam Chancellor, 113, 104 for Levante David, 80 for Kyle Williams. Tackle for loss leader was Kyle Williams with 14. Mario Williams had 12. The sack leader was again Mario Williams. He always leads the sacks. That's usually what he does with 13. Levy had 11, 10 for Kyle Williams, 8.5 for DeMarcus Lawrence, which is really, really good. And then the pick leader was AJ Bouye with 3, and then a few guys had 1. So that's the final season stats. I'd say that's pretty solid for what we are doing here. And now we take on the New England Patriots. We beat them 17-7. We play the AFC title game against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the 2 seed. It's 1 versus 5 over in the NFC side of things. This is going to be a little tricky, but we should be able to come away with it. Let's find out. Bills, Chiefs, here in the AFC Championship. It's a legendary rivalry right now in real life, although it's kind of one-sided, and we get it done. We flip the script, and we beat the Chiefs 31-17. We take on the Philadelphia Eagles, who are the 1 seed on their side of the bracket. They are 13-4. We're 14-3, so we were the overall best team in football, which I like to see. But now it's time to go defend our championship. This is like the first time in a long time where we've actually won a championship, and then the next season got a chance to defend it in the Super Bowl again. So let's go see if we can go back-to-back. Something the Bills have never done because they've never won one. But we actually got one last season, so let's go change history even more. All right, we are here in the Super Bowl. Back-to-back champs, possibly. We're up 7-0 on the Eagles. Into the second quarter now. We win 14-0 now. 14-7. Eagles put up a touchdown. They put up another touchdown. We're into the third quarter. All right, boys, we need something here. 21-14. Okay, we're getting a little scary. Little sketch balls. They put up a field goal, so it's 24-14. And there is some nastiness going on with the glitches of the mod for some reason. But that's okay. We got to fight through it. Fight through it. Fire that into Larry Fitzgerald. That's huge. We have no timeouts, though. We got to go. We got to go. No timeouts. Got to go verticals the whole way. 36 seconds. Fire it to DeAndre Hopkins. Go up and get it. He actually... Oh, I thought he actually got it. But he didn't. McCourty brings it down. I'm assuming that's Jason. I thought for a second that he brought it in. He did not. Okay, so we got Johnson, Allen, and Fitzgerald. Somebody's going to get open here. Somebody. Derek Carr got hit on the throw. Johnson goes up for it. It's picked off, and the Eagles will win the Super Bowl here in year 4. But that ball's out. Foster. Oh, my God, we have it. Matt Forte forced the fumble and got the ball back, and we are closer than where we were. Oh, my God, we are closer than where we were. Matt Forte just saved us. Let's see if we can repay the favor here. Carr to Kelsey, overthrown. That would have been absolutely what we needed to do. It didn't happen. 16 seconds left. It is getting very sketchy. Very sketchy. Gotta go up to Kelsey. That ball's out. Fumble, game over. Eagles will win the Super Bowl. Carr fumbled the football. And Michael Kendricks picks it up. That's ball game, ladies and gentlemen. That is ball game. The Philadelphia Eagles will win the Super Bowl here in year number 4, but we got it done in year 3, so it's not the end of the world. I'm happy enough with it. Happy enough with it. We got a completed rebuild. We completed the rebuild, and we've set this team up for success. We do have a lot of expiring contracts now because we did go all in the previous offseason, bringing in Darrelle Revis, Larry Fitzgerald, guys like that. Levante David even, who was on an expiring deal. But we do have ourselves quite the season coming up. Michael Kendricks gets the MVP of the Super Bowl because he forced that fumble to win the game. Michael Vick is the MVP of the league, who was quarterback for that Eagles team. Andy Reid, Coach of the Year, so the Eagles just win every award. Calvin Johnson, Aaron Donald are the Players of the Year, and Stephon Diggs and Malcolm Brown are your Rookies of the Year. So that is going to wrap up the video. We'll take a look at the roster one final time. But I'm happy with this rebuild. I mean, we got ourselves a franchise quarterback. We've got a pretty good offensive line. We've got a franchise tight end, a franchise receiver, and Larry Fitzgerald for however long he lasts. But then we've also got some good players in Keenan Allen, John Brown, Allen Hurns is down there as well. And then on defense, we got some young assets like Cam Chancellor, Levante David, Shaq Thompson, Nigel Bradham even. And then Marcel Darius, Mario Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, Jordan Poyer, Stephon Gilmore, AJ Bouye. There's a lot of depth and a lot of youth on this team. And we didn't really change the team that much. We did change a good amount, but we didn't change the team that much. And we get it done. We win a Super Bowl. So I hope, I forget your name. Whoever suggested this, I apologize. I shouted you out at the beginning of the video. I hope you are happy, satisfied with the Bills rebuild. That is going to do it for the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you have any suggestions for teams you want to see me rebuild in the future, leave them down below in the comments of any of my videos, but especially this one too. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.